Podcast time, baby.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mike Tech Studios podcast. Michael Midnight here. We're going to be doing a little bit something different this time. We're going to actually be on location recording the beautiful Daytona Beach in Florida. I figured this is a change of pace, gives me a little bit of a breather, and the audio quality is probably going to be a little bit different, but you know what? Hopefully you guys can hear me successfully over the roar of the beach. But something that I wanted to talk about for a while, and this is kind of going to be a free off-the-cuff thought process for this episode, so we'll see what happens here. But I wanted to talk about VR, virtual reality, augmented reality, and really just the future of that technology. So initially, I want to say probably about 8 or so years ago, this was a big deal. Okay, everybody was talking about virtual reality. You'd see movies that, interactive screens and holograms, and Star Trek it made it look like this is the technology of the future. You sit down and you have Jean-Luc Picard speaking into a computer and it perfectly dictating exactly what his British accent diction is saying perfectly, and with correct capitalization and grammar and punctuation, which even getting software nowadays like DragonSpeak, which was heralded in its heyday to be speak-to-text type software, it's still lackluster. But I digress. So with virtual reality, it is always shown without wires, and it's always shown about this beautiful world and this beautiful opportunity to explore and enjoy something new and something different, right? So the situation is that it is only as good as the finances and the technology available to the consumer and also for the company that is putting it together. So case in point, you look around now and it seems like the excitement for VR has really died down. You see a lot of public interest have been sort of swayed. You had like the 3D experiences for movies was a big deal. It was a really big push around the same time as well. And that's also really died off. A lot of new TV sets don't really have 3D capabilities, and movies don't really come out too much in 3D. It's just not something that people really find interesting anymore. The excitement has fizzled out. So with the opportunity of, Oculus Rift, the Vive, Microsoft's HoloDeck, to name a few, the opportunity to really capitalize on that excitement is just not there anymore. So why? Why is this something that we all have wanted but for whatever reason cannot attain? Well, there's a few things. First of all, let's go back to about 10 or 12 years ago, okay, with a couple of game consoles that I'm sure that are well known and they're applicable accessories. So number one is going to be the Wii. Now, originally speaking, the Wii was an instant success, but it also confused people with the category of type of gaming that it is. It slid a little bit more into casual gaming. Nintendo demographic was specifically looking to target the whole family. Grandma could play, your little brother, a friend, everybody could just pick up a remote, which was a universal device, and get in the game, so to speak. They had a smash bundle title with Wii Bowling that sold. That's essentially what sold the Wii in itself. The problem was, unfortunately, that the Wii didn't have a lot of space to work in. You needed a lot of area to play and have it record your motions accurately. So I don't know about a lot of people, but there are a lot of living situations that they just don't have minimal lifestyle setups. It's a shared room or tiny living places like a lot of urban areas, New York City and LA and Miami. They're not going to be able to have that type of space to enjoy that. So it was great if you could do that, but unfortunately a lot of people didn't. There was also another accessory that, really could have capitalized on it, but also missed its mark, and that was the Microsoft Kinect. So the Kinect was a great idea, again, in theory. And if it did have the space and it could track you as well as the Wii could, it could have actually done very well. The problem is that there are a lot of workout titles, and I believe Fable was another title that tried to utilize it. It was just terrible. It was a terrible experience that they tried to rush out the door because, again, what you thought the experience was and what you were getting were two completely different things. And that's just a terrible thing when everybody is raring for VR, right? So fast forward to the VR setups that we're doing today. We have the headsets that go on your head, right? We have I think the Oculus Rift is probably the most well-known one, but it takes a pretty good laptop with pretty good specs to be able to run this thing. So that's going to put you out of the price point of general consumers that want to pursue the technology. So it's really more for enthusiasts that can handle laptops or computers that have high-level gaming specs that are, anywhere from $1,200 to $3,000 and on. You also need almost a dedicated room to do it. I had a friend of mine who actually has just a specific room set up for VR. I don't have that type of space to give, and most people don't. So this isn't really an experience that you can have in a standard family living room. If you have a large family or something like that, this is not something that you're going to be able to do easily. And I don't know about you, but any bosses that I would have had, I don't think they're going to be too hot about having virtual reality setups at work. Maybe some marketing firms could be cool about that. And if you are, hey, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to connect with you and see what you guys have cooking. But I digress. The problem is that it's too expensive. It missed the target market and the target time frame that it was going out for. And above all, people just have moved on to other things that are of interest and that they can grab in now. So I don't even know why they've even attempted to continue using virtual reality on phones. It's a great idea. Augmented reality is definitely the way of warming back into that, interest. And exciting people again, but it's probably going to be perhaps another 3 to 5 years before the technology is cheap enough to be where we need it to be. And you have these really cheap headsets that can convert your powerful smartphone device into a VR headset. The problem is, if you have a smudge or a screen protector or a cracked screen or anything that is going to just really bring you out of that immersive VR experience on your phone, you're going to see that immediately in the headset. And I've had plenty of devices that have done that, which is why I can attest to this. Not only that, but I don't know about you, but the phone gets really, really hot. So I've used it a few times, and unfortunately, in a few of these roller coaster or, dinosaur experiences, I get heavy motion sickness. So I don't really go on roller coasters normally, but that's something completely new to me that I didn't think I was going to have. So if that's the case with a very small, cheap device, that's probably going to turn a lot of people off. Now, I will say with higher HTC Vive type devices, I have not had that experience. But if a lot of people are trying to get into this in a cost-effective way and they pick up Google Cardboard or any other cheaper devices, and this is their experience, that is going to kill the interest with VR. So I guess I can wrap it up by saying this. Listen, it's a great idea. It's a great product, and we're probably going to see it sometime soon in the form that we all know and love it to be. But that is probably going to be at least 7 years off with the way that technology is progressing as it is. There are some hurdles to get over: wireless recharging technologies, heat dissipation, so it's not burning anybody's face or heating things up, and just overall, people who have different eye sights and stigmas and things of that nature are going to be seeing the product a little bit differently. So it may just be too much of a gamble compared to traditional user experience, movie experience, or gaming experience needs. So what do you think? Chime in, comment below. If you're listening on YouTube, feel free to reach out. If you're listening on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, or your podcast app of choice, you just send us a message at ask@MikeTechStudios.com, or the more short version, go@MikeTech.tv, go@MikeTech.tv. Anyway, this has been Michael Midnight. Thanks for tuning in, guys, for this episode. I'm probably going to go take a quick swim in the water. You guys have yourself a good day. Enjoy.